There are a lot of ways to describe Palermo. A lot of ways, a lot of words. If I could say if I could just use one word to describe Palermo, I would say it's abandoned. People just basically gave up. I don't know if the whole island of Sicily is like this, but there's just this overall sense that, oh, what the hell, who the hell cares? I mean, Rome, with all of its issues, with the filth and everything else, has charm. I don't see much of that here. And I know some people like to do a lot of research before they travel to a place. I'm not really one of those people. I just dive right in and explore and go for the adventure pretty much. So last night was first night here in Palermo, and quite interesting, and the first time in a hostel I've ever been in a hostel, and wow, it was not bad at all. When I checked in, there was only one other person. Later on in the evening, a few more other people showed up. It's at about, my room houses, let's say 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, my room houses about 8 people. I'm just in the search for coffee. And my room right now is at half capacity. There are a bunch of couples there. My hostel also has an age restriction, so obviously you have to be at least 18, but they won't allow anybody above the age of 50. So I just barely made the cutoff. I'm not sure why they would have the age limit to 50. Also, there's no curfew. I suppose certain hostels want you back in the evening by a certain time or whatever. This one's just come and go freely. They give you a key and you just grab the key and do whatever you want. I thought it would be hard to sleep in. This is Villa Roma. This street here is called Villa Roma. It's the main street running through here. The ghetto that I walked through yesterday, let's see if I could pull it up on my Google Maps. Yeah, it's not showing up on my Google Maps, but basically the ghetto is this direction where I'm pointing the camera. And it's called Albizera. I can't really pronounce it. But it's right by the Bolaro Market. I'm going to go to the Bolaro Market today. The Bolaro Market is a market that's been around for over 1,000 years. But now it's, at least at night, it's overrun by interesting characters, to say the very least. Yeah, just in that direction, that's where the ghetto is, basically 10 minutes from where I'm staying. This is the historical center. I'm staying in the historical center of Palermo. But yeah, the hostel stay was cool. Yeah, I slept well, but I was also a little tired. I practice being respectful by being as quiet as possible when I got up. I used the flashlight on my cell phone to to get around. I was actually concerned that there's a possibility that there might be a washroom lineup and stuff like that. So far, it's been good. There's only one washroom available for my side of the hostel. The hostel also has semi-private quarters. And you could rent the semi-private quarters where you have, I believe it might be 4 people to a room, and they have their own ensuite washroom and stuff like that. But obviously I'm just staying in the general quarters area. Haven't really spoken to the other people staying in the hostel. Oh, I walked through this area yesterday. Yeah. But yeah, so far my experience at the hostel's been positive. My experience here in Palermo has definitely been exciting. In particular, last night. And I was lucky enough, I didn't step on any dog crap. I was reviewing last night's videos, and there's one section, hard to tell, but there's basically, I said in the video, I whispered into the camera, "Now I'm really in the ghetto," and I'll describe that scene. So I came across this dark area. There were 2 people arguing about something. There were 2 people arguing about something, and I just continued further, and it started to get very, very dark. And I was trying to navigate at the same time, but you know, Google Maps is not, hell, even Google Maps kind of abandoned Palermo. So walking through the dark alley, and some guy, interesting character, he was wearing a red beret, dressed up in military trousers and a military jacket, camouflaged in the whole bit, and kept saying, excuse me, trying to get my attention. And I just basically ignored him, kept on walking along. And obviously I stand out because I'm taller than the average person, definitely more muscular than the average person, but I'm carrying this travel sling. People don't know what's in it, but what's in it is basically all the critical things I need. And I'm carrying with me one cell phone that's recording everything, just like what I'm doing now. That's in my right hand. In my left hand, I have my other cell phone, which I'm using to navigate. And so that interesting encounter, you know, this guy that's all dressed up in some military thing, he followed me. You could hear it in the video. He followed me, and I didn't acknowledge him. I just kept walking. And I just kept walking, and I'm looking around and stuff like that. And the whole entire video goes dark because it was pitch black at that area. I was only following the light in the distance, the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And eventually he gave up. He said the last word he said to me was Guido, and then he just walked away. And I continued onwards, but on the video, what you don't see is there's there on a wall was it appeared to be one of those saints that you see on the walls here, and I stopped. To take a look at the saint, and he was behind me the whole time. He was not beside me, in front of me, or whatever. He was always behind me, so I couldn't tell if he had a knife on him or anything else like that. Looks like this coffee shop is open, but I'll continue going for now. I couldn't tell if he was armed. I'm sure he would have had something on him. You're not going to be in a place like that at night without some sort of weapon. But he stayed behind me, and both my hands are full, but I was ready to drop both my cell phones and throw down if necessary. But I was quite a bit larger than him, and I could tell he was definitely on something, because his body movements were kind of jerky, and he seemed hyperactive. But that was that was quite the adventure. That was quite the adventure last night. Wow. I don't know what that dome is. I mean, it's obviously for a religious building. I'll go see if I could find out what that is later on today. But I'm just exploring. I was a little disappointed in the coast area yesterday, the port area. It was really run down. But then I came to gather that basically everything here is not just run down. It's just like, let it all fall apart. Who cares? Pretty sad. I mean, Newfoundland is not even like this. But let's see if we could find a decent coffee shop